Johnson's on the near sideline all by himself. They will put Griffey out there with him. Out of the gun, he's looking that way, and they've found his lead receiver, but it's short of the first down. Little dig route.
Well, they dropped 7 there and played zone coverage and just rushed 4. Griffey finds a hole in the coverage there, but gives back a couple yards, trying to go and get some more.
Cut right in front of Pretty, and so it's a big 3rd down for the Knights now as they look to the sideline. Changing up the play. Slot man on the left-hand side. 5 in the package. Roberson throwing, and it is tipped and incomplete. Tipped right at that line of scrimmage. Great effort right there. And I think it was Chris Sackett who got his hands on the football.
I'll tell you what, good job here again, dropping 7, just some zone coverage. Looks like able to get in there and just time the jump right when the quarterback's getting ready to release his ball. Yeah, Jake Janot is the one who gets his hands up, times the jump there, able to knock the ball down, and 2 stops in a row by this Loveland defense.
So it'll be Kostoff in to boot it away. And we've got all kinds of flags. And no, we got a timeout. Timeout, no flag, timeout. And that, I believe, is the last timeout for Northwest. They burned 2 on successive plays early in the quarter.
Yeah, that's, again, 2 of them on punts as well. So, I mean, obviously Coach didn't like what he saw there and wanted to make sure that they've got everything in place. You're going to probably give up some good field position here to Loveland, but your defense has just made a stop. So maybe these defenses are starting to settle in, starting to find a way to read the other team and know what's coming now.
Loveland scored on their first possession. That's Nate Mahan, the head coach of Northwest. He played his college football at Miami. First year at Northwest. We've got 2 first-year coaches in this game. Boy, they have done a nice job.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They've got their teams ready to go tonight.
Kristoff is back in to boot it away. Line of scrimmage is the 25. That's a good kick. Fair catch, and it'll be at the 41-yard line. So Loveland will get the ball back after their defense stiffens up and stops the Knights. Boy, this was a track meet for the first quarter and a half.
It was, and now these defenses have started to find a way to make some adjustments, read their keys a little bit better, get used to the game speed of both these offenses, and you know, make no mistake, when you run that wing tee, it's hard to see, it's hard to simulate in practice, so you've got to be able to get in the game speed, and now these defenses are starting to settle in a little bit.
Ball's on the turf. Picked back up by the quarterback Plitt, but he loses a bunch of yards back to the 35.
Just mishandled here. You got a couple ball fakes going. Might have stuck it into his belly a little bit too much here. Lucky to get that back because there's 2 Northwest defenders right there ready to pounce on it if he doesn't.
We were talking about turnovers, takeaways. That was nearly the first one of the game.
Now, both these teams here playing pretty mistake-free football. A couple 5-yard penalties here and there, but neither one has really had a costly penalty. Maybe that pass interference on the very first drive.
Here's Waddell picking his way, finding a seam all the way out to midfield. That's 15 big ones. That kid has just impressed the daylights out of me.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, you do. He does a great job here of just being patient, finding a block, finding his hole, making a nice cut back there, and finding some extra yards. Everyone expected Waddell to go to the outside there, and he's able to cut it back up for another 7-8 yards.
Yeah, Julian Daniels made the tackle on the play, so that's just a 3rd down and 2 now as they go to the outside again. And here's Waddle, and he makes it happen all the way down into Northwest territory to the 42.
Well, great job there by Andrew Alton on the offensive lineman there, getting around the corner and sealing that corner off for Waddell, who's able to get around the corner and make a nice first down, keep this drive rolling. 2:35 on the clock.
Plenty of time. Last week he had 8 carries, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Only a freshman. Boy, he could rewrite every record at Loveland in 4 years. Plenty of time. Plitt to throw, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Baldwin. And the Knights have that big takeaway, and it's on the field. It was dropped by Baldwin, and there is a big scramble across the way for it.
I think they're going to say that he was down before he dropped the ball, but I'll tell you what, Loveland there may have gotten a little bit over anxious. You still had 2.5 minutes on the clock, and really try to go deep here, try to throw one deep, and good job of undercutting this football by Baldwin. Just a nice play on the ball, good ball skills there, and just turns the Jets on and gets upfield. I'll tell you what, that's a fumble.
It certainly is. And I believe he took that right hand and brought it back in. You saw it on the replay just at the end. So the Knights come up with the interception by Baldwin. It's the first takeaway of the ball game at the 32-yard line. Robertson in motion, and we got penalty flags.
A lot of markers there. They're going to call false start.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Made the offensive line a little anxious there. Loveland was trying to time up that snap when they had the motion man going across. They've been running a lot of that jet sweep and that jet sweep read. Loveland timed up the snap, their linebacker started running up there, made that offensive lineman a little bit anxious and got him moving.
So they go trips to the near side, and that is the wide side of the field. Roberson's going to carry it himself, and he gets the 5 yards and about 3 more out to the 36-yard line.
Just running the short side option here, and he sees it right away, cuts it up, gets 8 yards back, and puts them into 2nd and 7.
Last week, Northwest ran the football for 231 yards in the win over Harrison. That avenged an earlier loss. Second down and 7. Here comes the blitz, and it is intercepted by Loveland. And a flag will come out, but that is Darren Sackett, the linebacker, and Loveland takes it away.
We're just trying to hit the quick slant route here, and Roberson just throws it right into coverage. I think you're going to bring this return back a little bit. I think he might have had a block in the back on the return.
So Sackett, the will linebacker, 5'9", 175-pound senior. Got a face mask, against Northwest on the return. So Roberson throws his 7th interception of the season.
Just tried to fit it into a window there that wasn't open by Roberson. Man, he had been sharp all night after having a little bit of a rocky start, missing his first 3 or 4 passes, but was able to get it going there and just tried to misread the coverage. I think he thought there was man coverage there and had an open window. Zone coverage, though, ended up, and the will linebacker steps right in front of that one. And interceptions are exchanged here, and now, again, Loveland knocking on the door.
Boy, that's a big penalty.
Yeah.
Takes it all the way down to the 12-yard line. You don't want to give any positive yardage at all to Loveland if you're in Northwest. So Plitt will hand the football off in the middle. Not much room to run for Gamble, but enough. Boy, he's getting some tough yards tonight. They're asking him to be almost like a fullback.
Yeah, they are. They give him the ball, or they run him up inside almost every play to keep that inside linebacker honest and try to keep him in there.
Second down and 8. They'll go to the outside this time with Waddell, and he goes inside the 5 to about the 4. Needed the 3 for a first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short. There's a timeout wanted by Loveland. And they will take that time with 37.6 seconds left here in this first half. And good hard running.
And again, just running that short side sweep, and Waddell has done so good on this all evening long. You see again that offensive line getting out, getting blocks on the edge, and Waddell just makes those nice sharp cuts to get upfield. Able to get him tackled though and brought him down for a 3rd and 2 situation here with only 37 seconds left on the clock.
Well, it was a track meet in the first quarter, 21-14. And Loveland scored on Gamble's 19-yard run with just 20 and a half seconds left in the first quarter. We have been scoreless here in the second, and we're coming down to the end with just 37 seconds to go.
Well, with Northwest getting the ball coming out of half, they need a big effort here by their defense to try to keep them within striking distance.
So this is a Region 6 game in Division 2. Southwestern Ohio battle, and 2 teams in suburban Cincinnati. Split backs on 3rd down and 2. They will hand it off, and that's Waddell, and he did not get the line of scrimmage. Initial hit behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, they were ready for that.
Yeah, they brought the house there, brought all kinds of stuff. They expected that weak side sweep again, and penetration is one of the things that does kill these buck sweeps and these running plays when you're pulling guards. If you can knock those guys off their track and not let them get to the guys they're supposed to be blocking, you're going to have unblocked players at the point of attack, and that's what happened.
Julian Caldwell, number 40 right there, was the player that made the initial hit. He was in the backfield, so now you got some decisions to make.
Well, 4th and 4, your field goal kicker has missed one, but it looks like he's going to be back out there again. Again, I think you got to kick this. You make it a 2-score game. Your defense seems to have been playing well now. You know, obviously you've slowed down this Northwest offense. You seem to have gotten a feel for what they're trying to do. I think you got to kick a field goal here, make this a 2-score game.
Well, he's 2 for 6 on the season, Evan Vodig.
Tough angle, though, for a left-footed kicker. You got to try to kick it out, and that might be the difference here. Wide hash marks in high school, and we'll see how he does. Missed the first one, pulled it a little bit right, and no more timeouts to ice the kicker here by Northwest, though.
It's going to be a 28-yard field goal attempt. They're going to mark it down at the 18. He's going to have to take this outside the left post. Draw it back in, and he will take it and score it. That is a line drive, a 1-iron through those goalposts.
That's like on the links of St. Andrews. He wanted to beat the wind with that one and put it in there. But a good job recovering for the young kicker, and now still got to kick the ball away. 25 seconds here, and Northwest maybe with a chance to make something happen. They've had some good returns. At least maybe take a shot at the end zone. Loveland has been squibbing the ball. Northwestern has been averaging about the 43-yard line for their starting position. Get maybe one play to get you 10 or 15 yards and take a shot at the end zone. We've seen a lot of Hail Marys. You go down to the Bengals last week and Nebraska a couple of weeks ago. The Hail Marys have been flying here in this football season.
And we have seen some strong arms in high school football as well.
Absolutely.
And I think Roberson's got another one. He has got a cannon for an arm. So the 28-yard field goal puts Loveland up 24-14. Northwest will receive this kick. Just a little bit of time left here, 25.4 seconds. Winding down this first half. Here's the kick. Once again, it's on the ground. To the near sideline. And bringing it all the way back to the 40-yard line and out of bounds is Devon Jackson. First time he has touched it on a kickoff return tonight. So there's 18.3 seconds left here in this first half.
Well, you don't have any timeouts, though. That's the big thing. You got to get either a first down, the sideline, or an incomplete pass. Obviously, isn't going to help you. But you got to get, if you're going to throw the ball, you'd like to see him get about 15, 20 yards to be able to take a decent shot at the end zone.
The ball's going to be at the 39-yard line. Let's see how aggressive Coach Mahan is here. Roberson comes out with those slot guys on either side of him. And he's going to throw it. And he wants to throw deep, and he does into double coverage, and it is knocked to the turf. Incomplete. 11.3 seconds left. And 50 wants to, he's upset with himself because he thinks he should have had an interception.
Yeah, the ball was getting tipped around there right at the end. See it tipped up in the air. Yep, should have brought that one down, but brought it down right on the head of his fellow defender. Wasn't able to bring it in.
So second down. Roberson's going to throw it again. And now he's going to run it. And that's going to do it for the half, as he will be out of bounds across the way, and they will run the clock out. The Loveland Tigers, undefeated, #2 in the state, #1 in the region. Explosive in the first quarter, and they score one time on a field goal in the second. And so 24-14 is the halftime score, and we'll return to Westchester in just a moment.
Tonight's game on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Capacity House here at Firebird Stadium in Westchester. It's a 10-point halftime lead for the Loveland Tigers, and it has been an electrifying first 2 quarters of football. Tim Bray, Matt Fink is here, and let's check those highlights, Matt. And this was a bit of an end around that they thought it was going to go outside, but guess what? It goes back the other way.
Well, offense was the name of the game here in the first quarter. This is Hesse able to make some guys miss, cut it back across, and get into the end zone for the first touchdown of the evening.
Yeah, the first quarter was a big play, and Roberson scored. Everybody was launching themselves high and over the top, and here's the guy that made it happen on the ground for the Tigers. That's Luke Waddell.
True freshman there, able to make a guy miss. He's had a big night, able to get around the end multiple times. You see him again here, able to get in the hole, make a guy miss in the hole, and then really accelerate. Pick up a nice block downfield by Hesse, who scored the first touchdown. And Loveland and Northwest came out with some fireworks in the first quarter. And then you see the big boy Gamble here, able to break around the corner and score for the third touchdown of the game to go ahead.
Yeah, 159 yards on the ground for Waddell and 74 for Gamble. Here's your halftime statistics, and it's more lopsided than I thought, actually. More rushing yardage, more total yards by Loveland.
Yeah, you really didn't get that feel during the game. I mean, it was a really evenly matched game. For those numbers to come out, really kind of shocking.
So the time of possession in favor of Loveland. The turnovers are 1 apiece, and Loveland with 4 for 6 in third down conversions as well. They kept their drives alive, and that's why they had the ball so much in that first half of action. We're set to go for the third quarter. Devon Jackson is back deep. Northwest won the toss and deferred to the second half, and so they'll get the ball first in an important series coming up. Johnson has it, and he will bring it back. And once again, good field position. Out to the 42-yard line for Northwest. Let's take a look at the drives. And Northwest, in the first half, they came out fast, but then they had the interception. The second to last time they had the football.
Well, both these defenses started to settle down in the second quarter and really put the clamps on. Started to get the game speed, started to get the feel of what the other offense was doing, and able to make some big plays.
Out to the 42-yard line. You see the trips to the near sideline. That's the wide side, as this is the first play of the second half from scrimmage. Low snap. And they'll get it out to the near sideline, and that is Devon Jackson, and he is wrestled to the turf. Not much running room at all after he catches that ball.
Well, great job there by the defense, forcing him back inside. He really wanted to get the edge and turn the corner there and try to get upfield, but you force him back in the inside, make it a shorter run for your guys rallying from the inside to get there.
So it's 2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard pickup. Zone read, and Roberson will get to the line of scrimmage, and the Tigers made an adjustment at halftime.
Well, this looks like that Tiger defense that didn't allow a point in the last 3 games, really coming out hard. Even the blitz from the short side of the field, they check out of their play, run the option to the top, but Loveland able to rally the troops and get there, forcing it into a 3rd and 7.
Saw Charlie Lawler there. He was the guy that forced it and made sure that the Knights were not going to get any big yards. 3rd down and 7 from the Northwest 45. Here comes the blitz. Roberson got away from 2, and he's still on his feet. And he will throw an incomplete pass. That is incomplete. Just trying to make something out of nothing.
He made a lot of stuff happen there on that play. You watch this. Looks like he's dead to rights here, able to spin out of that block with a nice little stiff arm. Ball fake there, makes another guy miss. Got some guys falling down around him. Still making, man, cavalier with that football. And I don't know if that's a backward pass or not. That was close, but all that matters, they called it incomplete.
Michael Newbold was right on top of him. But the end result is that it's 4th down, and it is a punting situation. Line drive type kick. And it's going to be a good one. Inside the 20 definitely, and it's going to stop at the 5. Northwest downs it at the 5, but where is a flag? You can see it right there, the yellow hanky on the field.
Good job there by the Loveland defense coming out and answering. Looks like they made some adjustments at halftime, able to bring a little bit more pressure. That's what they like to do. They want to be able to get into that pressure defense and dictate the pace, make these offensive linemen really wonder who's coming from where, and they're able to do it there in that first series.
That's a dead ball foul. They're going to take it half the distance to the goal. That's against Loveland. Unsportsmanlike, I think. Here's the call.
During the kick, we have unsportsmanlike conduct on number 1 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
So that takes the ball inside the 5, and they will mark it at the 3.
That's not what you want, but I guess it's better than a 15-yarder. You're only using losing a couple of yards there.
The sophomore Plitt brings him up. And he's just going to try to get out from his own shadows of his own goal line, and Loveland will do just that. Yeah, it was an inside handoff, and that was Gamble who took it out to about the 9.
Gunnar Gamble there, great job. Just hit it the line of scrimmage and just keep his feet moving. Able to get 6 yards out of that. That's what you need the big guy inside for.
He's made a lot of good plays tonight at 205 pounds, the 5'7" senior. Take a look at Loveland's drive chart, and just that interception blemished that and the missed field goal. Not much running room, but enough for a 1st down. Waddell makes enough for the 1st out to the 15-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup. And they'll move the chains.
Well, unbelievable patience right there by the freshman. It looked like they had it strung out and stopped, and he just keeps waiting and waiting and waiting for a hole to open, and finally sees one and jets forward there, breaks a couple arm tackles, and he is very impressive for a freshman running back.
I can't believe he's a freshman. We'll have to check it. What classes is he taking? Not much inside that time. Line of scrimmage possibly by Gamble. Loveland keeping it on the ground.
Well, now you're in these playoff situations where the blowout wins. You're not trying to score as many points as possible. All that matters is the W and moving on to next week. So you might see a little bit more conservative play calling here on the Loveland sideline.
I'm impressed by Fred Cranford's calling ability. Back home as the head coach of the Loveland Tigers. Single back this time. Put to throw. He's got his man Waddell, and it's going to be short of a first down. See if they give him forward progress to the marker, but it's going to be short of the line, so it'll be. They'll have to play another down.
Yeah, just a simple out route here by Waddell, and I'll tell you what, again, just a freshman. In a couple of years, when he gains some strength, he'll break that tackle and be really, really dangerous.
And this drive started at the 3-yard line, and then it's going to be 3rd and about 1. Probably less than 1. They'll split the backs this time. And motion. A penalty will come against Loveland.
Well, that is huge right there. I mean, you're starting to finally get the sense of that,
56,
that time of possession difference that Loveland's had. They're starting on a drive on the 3 and really chewing up some clock. That could be a big problem for them now. Instead of 3rd and half a yard, you got 3rd and 5 or 6.
Well, this is a dangerous area. Northwest has intercepted 13 passes this season, including 1 tonight. Single coverage on the outside on 3rd down. And they're going to try and throw it, and they will to Waddell. He's got open field and a first down. He is so quick and makes tremendous adjustments on the outside, and that is a big play on 3rd down, and once again they move the chains.
Well, just a simple out route right there, and nice job clearing out, and Waddell just finding some empty space in the zone and able to catch it and get upfield for the first down.
The yards after catch, that's 17 yards for the young man who's catching the ball quite a bit here in this game. Of course, he's run the ball for 159 yards coming into this 3rd quarter. That's what he had at halftime. Waddell went inside that time, took it to the 39.
Just a simple ISO play there. Run it up inside, chew up some more clock, chew up some more yards. And Loveland seems to be really imposing their will right now.
Yeah, you see Michael Smith, he made that tackle, struggling a little bit. He's going to stay in the ball game, though. Second down and 7. This 3rd quarter has been all Loveland. Once again, on the short side, it's Waddell. He's run out of bounds, but not before he gets another Tigers first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've seen this multiple times tonight. Just the big guys, what a block there. Nice job by Andrew Alton, getting on the edge, taking his man out. You see here, just knocking his player out of the way, finding some space upside, and then when Waddell sees that opening, you're really able to turn the Jets on and get some extra yards.
Got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. My goodness, they have just played so efficiently. Ricci goes out wide. He draws single coverage. And up the middle they go. Big hole. Gamble this time takes it inside the 30.